Okay, welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about metric conversions and how we convert these in the lab. So the first thing we start off with here generally is this sentence. The sentence I use to teach metric conversions is King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And if you'll notice, it's kind of a silly sentence, but each word or each letter of the word is underlined and they're capitalized. So for example, the K in King, the H in Henry, the D in died, the B in by, the D, the C, and the M there. Those each stand for a prefix in the metric system. So for example, the K stands for kilo, the H for hecta, the D actually stands for deca, the B is the base unit, the D on the right side is deci, centi, and milli. Now the base units that we talk about in science generally are meters, liters, and grams. So just a couple examples of how we use these prefixes, and you're probably pretty familiar with this, is if we go from meters down to the K section of the graph, it's the kilometers. So this is where kilometers belong. The meters can also be changed to centimeters or millimeters. Liters, the two most common ways of measuring volume are liters and milliliters. For mass, it's grams, milligrams, or kilograms. Now these are the three ways we measure things in the lab most commonly. Meters is distance, liters is volume, grams is mass, or how much something weighs. So we're going to use this next to convert. So you can see here I still have the King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. I just have the letters there now. So again, this is the base unit, and I'm going to do three examples. I've drawn one in black here. The first one is 0.45 grams, 0.45 grams, changing it into milligrams. So what I'm going to first do is I'm going to set this into my chart, 0.45 grams. And then I'm going to figure out how many jumps does it take to get to milligrams. Well, from the base to the D, that's one jump. You can see I've illustrated that here. From the D to the C is another jump, and from the C to the M is the third jump. Now, if we start with 0.45 grams, it's really easy because we're going to move the decimal as we jump. So if we're jumping to the right, we're going to move the decimal to the right. So after one jump, it's 4.5. After two jumps, it's 45. And after the third jump, it'd be 450. So it's 450 milligrams here for the first one. Now the second one, we're going to do 5.4 kilometers to meters. So I'm going to start by putting 5.4 kilometers under the K section of the graph because that's where the kilo units go. So 5.4 is here, and we're going to meters, which is the base unit. So again, it's one jump from K to H, from H to D is the second jump, and from D to B is the third jump. So it's three jumps again, 1, 2, and 3 jumps there. We're jumping to the right, so again we're going to move the decimal to the right. So it goes from 5.4 to 54. And that'd be hectometers, be 540 decameters, or be 5,400 meters. The third example I do here is 543 milliliters to liters. So 543 milliliters belongs right here on the chart. That's where we start. Now we're jumping to the left. And since it's milliliters to liters, it's 1, 2, 3 jumps to the base unit. So in this case, the decimal point is right after the 3. I haven't drawn it in there, but it's assumed that's where it is. And after our first jump, it's 54.3. After our second jump, it's 5.43. And after the third one, it's 0.543 liters. So that's the metric conversion part of this. One other part that I want to talk about is what is a hypothesis versus a theory versus a law. This is part of the scientific inquiry part of class. So, some terms here. A hypothesis, this is where the science really starts. It's a prediction of what will happen in a lab or experiment. And there's actually three types of hypotheses, and we'll talk about those later this week. A hypothesis, if it's tested multiple times through multiple trials, it can advance to either a theory or a law, depending on which one it qualifies under. theory and law are on the same level. They're a little bit above the hypothesis. So a theory is a hypothesis that has been accepted as truth. This has been done through multiple trials or from multiple sources of evidence. So an example of this is the theory of evolution. That's a common one we use in this class. Down here in the green is the statement for a law. So a law is a little bit different, but again, a theory and a law are on the same level. It's just that a law is a hypothesis proven to be mathematically true. So for example, the law of gravity. If you drop something on Earth, it will always fall at the same speed, or always fall at the same rate. Now that's something we can measure and determine mathematically. In a theory is well accepted, but the theory isn't always mathematically proven true. It's hard to prove something like the theory of evolution through mathematics, whereas the law of gravity can be proven through mathematics. So that's it for this first video. This is due Wednesday. Make sure you go on and take a look at this, and that's it.